Hey team, it's your neighborhood Dial Pal here to walk you through your mid-year Read Act update. So I'm going to try to make this as simple and sweet as possible, and hopefully this video is under 15 minutes because that's when it cuts me off. So here we go. Middle school department, we're meeting on the 5th of February. High school department, you'll meet on the 19th, and I will be available to support you through this process if you have any questions, okay? Before we begin, I would like you to make sure you have your Oasis login. It should be something that you already have through your IC credentials and you've already logged in because we did the beginning of the year. If you're having trouble, reach out to me, Luke, Colby, Katie. We can figure it out for you. Okay. Mid-year, you also want to open for your iReady mid-year diagnostic results. So what you're going to do is just go to Clever. I already have something open. I'll come back to this. You'll go to Clever. It'll bring you here. I like to stay in the diagnostic status menu, and then I go to monitor students, and then I filter to the class I need. Because essentially all you're going to need is the report. I'm going to show you. I'm going to use Marco as an example. All you're going to need to be able to do is get to this page. So if you have a different way of getting there, awesome. But this is the page I want. We need the diagnostic result for diagnostic 2, which was their mid-year result. So once you have this open for each kid, you're good to go as well. Okay. Then you want to create a sticky note for yourself. The sticky note should look like this. Something that you can just pop open. It's identical to this. I created stems for you to copy paste. This will be a process or a step that we'll do for the student information history of achievement. This is something new. So go ahead and pause the video now, share this with your team so they can make this either in a Google document or a sticky note, just something they can quickly copy paste as you. Okay. All right, so we're going to start off with the body of evidence. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to your Read Act plan. You're going to open up the menu. From your menu, you're going to open up the student. I've opened up Marco. I have not done his plan yet. I'm going to just walk you through. So you're going to see, let's go in order of the steps we need to do. So ignore the history of achievement first. We're going to come back to that in this minute. Scroll down to body of evidence. Click add. And again, sometimes it takes a minute to load. This went pretty quickly. You're going to add the mid-year score. Now, you can see when I add that, already, Marco's beginning of the year was 496. His mid-year is a 534. He is making growth. Now, I'm going to scroll down just real quickly to see if he meets his goal. His goal was to go from a 3rd to 4th grade level. When I go here, he's still testing at an overall 3rd grade level, so he's making progress, but has not yet met his goal. That'll be important later, okay? So now that I've added this, I'm going to do the new step. This is your student information history of achievement. This is a pretty aggressive example. We're not going to do that much. We're going to do the easy example. So here you'll see there are examples here. We're choosing the simplest one to make it simple, sweet, and this is where you're going to need that sticky note, okay? So what you're going to do is you are going to go back to your plan, scroll to the top, and this is the achievement window that we need, okay? I'm going to go to my sticky note. He has shown growth, so I'm going to copy paste the growth step so I can just fill in the blanks here, and I'm going to make those adjustments. So Marco has made gains toward his previous reading plan data. He, read those, improved his iReady score by, and I'm going to go back here, it'll tell me 38 points. Great job, Marco. He's really been crushing this here. So let's do. He is, and get rid of the R, he is making progress on read plan goals and objectives. That is it. If you would like to add more stuff, go for it. Again, there are examples here. If you know the student very well and you think it'd be helpful. Otherwise, it's just more work for yourself. Keep it short, keep it simple. You do not need to do more than this. Okay? So I'm going to hit save and close. You're going to see that's popping in there now. So step 1 and 2 are done. I have my history achievement, my body of evidence. Those 2 are done. I'm going to leave it blank if it's there because it's not required. I'm only going to do the required components there. Body of evidence, pinpoint assessment. So what you're going to do is you're going to go back to your iReady page. You're going to copy paste using your cursor the domain and placement column. Copy paste those, and it will automatically populate or format for you here. So let me walk you through that. So I want his domain and placement. So I'm going to start at the top where it says phonetical awareness, and go over across and go all the way down. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 categories and 6 data points. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go here, add it here. Okay, and you can see it gives us everything he needs. Phonics surpass level, phonics surpass grade. If anything, you at least need these three: the vocab, the comprehension lit, and comprehension information. I'm just going to put all six as one. Okay. Now, that's in there. Check. Done. That's another step done. We are now going to move on to our progress monitoring and possibly goal setting. You're going to go to your goal one. Each student should only have one goal. If they need a new goal, you're not going to delete the first goal, and I'll talk about that in a minute. You're only going to add a second goal. So we're going to progress monitor. So going back down, these are the goals we made in the spring, or the fall. JK, I'm tired. It's 5:55 p.m. and I want to go home. So we're going to progress monitor his goal, okay? So we have his goal here. It's 3rd to 4th grade. He's still testing a 3rd grade, so I'm going to say that he's making progress because he showed growth, but he's not there yet. Now, say he made a 4th grade, I would still progress monitor, leave this, do that here, and I would create a second, maybe more ambitious goal for him. Let's say he didn't meet his goal and he went backwards. I would still progress monitor. I would put the goal no longer appropriate versus met or making progress, and then I would do a second, less ambitious goal perhaps, okay? So for this one here, I'm going to go to add the progress monitoring. He took his test on the 14th, and you can see that here, on the 14th of January. I'm going to use that date. You can use today's date if you want. I'm going to use the date of the test, just because I'm a little type A. He is making progress, so progress made. So there's, again, no longer appropriate, meaning like maybe they went backwards, maybe the goal. Insufficient progress, I'm not really going to do this. Even if they've moved 1, 2, 3 points, that's still growth. I'm not going to create more work for myself. They're making progress. We still have 5 months to get them there, okay? So I'm going to hit progress made because he hasn't met his goal. And progress made, and then I'm going to put, it says enter the progress monitoring data used. I'm going to put ready, and that's it. So 2 or 3 easy steps: the date, the monitor status, and then I ready for it. That is done. Click save. I do not need to do anything else with him. He is done. I'm going to save, and I'll print his plan and send it home with him tomorrow. You do not need a signature for mid-year. You'll just send it home, okay? Great. So that is done. Now, let's say that he went backwards. I would adjust his progress, or his, if he went backwards on his, like say he did like negative growth, I would delete I would still progress monitor, but then I would have to think about if he needs a second goal. So these are the options if you need second goals, right? So if you use goal setting for it, do not ever delete the first goal, ever, okay? You're going to do a new goal only if negative growth was made and displayed, negative growth was displayed and they need a more appropriate, maybe less ambitious goal. You'll make a goal 2. If goal 1 was met, so like say he tested out his goal was to get to a 4th grade and he's now at a 5th grade level, whatever. I would then say he met his goal. I'm now going to make a more ambitious goal. See the next slides to create these new goals. Now, these are the exact same steps and slides from the mid-year, the start of year. However, you're just going to do it instead of it says goal 1 here. Just make sure it says goal 2. So do not delete the first goal. Goal setting. Go to create goal number 2. That would be here. So you would create goal number 2. You would then use the goal building tool. So it's going to ask you, what do you want? I would suggest comprehension based on, or using this data here based on what they need. So maybe it's vocab, maybe it's comprehension, maybe something different. I would just suggest comprehension for everybody. Then you're going to use the goal thing. So student, fill this in by the blank. So fill in the blanks. It's there made for you. So student will move from a 4th to 5th by from the skill of comprehension by, and then put May of 2025, right? That's all here for you. That will be your second goal. Save and close, and then you'll need to go through the steps then of creating an instructional strategy, a parent strategy, and then progress monitoring. You would just do this at this point at the end of, I'm going to delete this mid-year. You're not going to progress monitor the middle of the year or your new goal. You would just do progress monitoring at the end. You need to always, okay? Great. And then when you're setting new goals, it's going to ask for an intervention plan, tutoring plan. That should already be done. And again, you can see that here. I'm not going to change anything. My intervention plan and tutoring plan is already made. You don't need to do anything else with that. That should already be done. Okay. And then you're going to finalize the plan, save and print. Now, maybe pause, ask questions, or work through it together. I'm going to show you a student with an IEP. You will not actually need to do much, okay? So Mohammed has an IEP. I'm still going to do the first few steps. So while this loads, I'm going to go back here. For his IEP, I'm still going to have to add his mid-year data. I'm going to have to do his student history of achievement. And I'm going to have to add in his body of evidence. Let's see that a little bit. So you can see here, I've already done that. I added his history of achievement. He made progress. That's done. I put in his test here showing that he made progress. So he went from a 512 to a 535. Woohoo, Mohammed. Great job, little dude. I put in his, copy pasted his data from this page here, and copy pasted that here. So that's in the body of evidence, pinpointing assessment, additional information. That's good to go. Now, because he has an IP, his goals are pulled from the IP system. So as his IP is developed and changed throughout the year, that will change here. Because he has an IP, you do nothing else. Even if you showed negative growth, showed zero growth, or is now ready for college, you're not gonna do anything with its IP. It won't even give you the option. Okay? Great. Save plan for him and close. Okay? Now, say a student, again, going back here, say a student did not show growth. So I'm just going to kind of review. If they did not show growth, you would want to hit growth no longer appropriate and create a second goal. Use the slides and the steps from earlier to do your second goal. Okay? If a student showed insufficient progress, I would maybe not even mark that. I would probably just say, yeah, they made progress towards the goal. They grew 1 point, 2 points, 3 points. This is really up to you. You know your student's best. So if it's insufficient, maybe do some thinking and say, okay, you know what? I did these things. I know I see maintenance mentions, tutoring, IRA lessons, accommodate packets in class, and nothing's working. So you might put insufficient growth, little growth made, progress monitor goal 1 still, like we did. So follow the same steps to progress monitor goal number 1, and then maybe create goal number 2. That's up to you. I would say if you do click insufficient progress, you probably need to create goal number 2. Progress is made, just monitor goal number 1. Do not create goal number 2. If they met their goal, progress monitor goal number 1, and then must create goal number 2. That should be it. Now, these are all due. Let me double check my calendar. These are all due for us. You guys will be working middle school. You'll be working on the 5th, and high school you're working on the 19th. This should be something you can easily get done 30 minutes, maybe an hour. I got most of mine done in like 25, 30 minutes. It was pretty simple, pretty quick. Just a lot of copy pasting and waiting for Windows to open. These are going to be due by the 28th. If you're not finished by then, there will be required work time that you will need to attend with Luke or myself on that PD day. We have a PD day on the 28th. So if you do not want to stay later, please get these done beforehand. Or if you're like, hey, I just know I'm going to struggle with this. This is something that I don't do well at. I get it. It's a little confusing system. Either schedule time with us beforehand or just plan on being there on the 28th. Okay? On that note, have a wonderful afternoon, day, evening, whatever you are. I made it under my 15 minutes. Have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Reach out to me with questions. Peace out, guys. Good luck.